Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Black Ice with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Greater German Reich. So, it's very late in the evening as usual. I'm gonna head to bed as usual, and I wanted to record one episode before I do that, as usual. What's not usual is that this one is going to be a long one. And I want to start by addressing some of your comments because there's been a lot of them in the past 24 hours, and some of them are really good. So I wanted to mention that I'm thankful for them and that they pointed out to some of my own failings. So first of all, Karol Lindov had a really good point that the reason why we don't have any supply in this area as far as the fighters go is because we still have the Marines here. I forgot about them, and just my brain froze, so I decided that we're gonna send them away and assign them to this area in preparation for the invasion of UK. Now I don't know if we're gonna do it from the south or if we're gonna go with the northern Scotland invasion. We'll see, but first of all we just need to clear out this supply area. So thank you for pointing that out. I just completely forgot about that. Second thing, Lucius6667 had two good points. One of them was about the submarines, that we should design some cruiser submarines that will blockade the access through the Panama Canal, basically preventing the United States from traversing this area. That's actually a really good idea. Now, I avoided specifically the cruiser submarines because they're more expensive and they're easier to spot for the enemy. But we're gonna get into them very soon because, we're... Oh, nice. We're starting to have a decent amount of subs, whether it is in the reserve or in their other fleets. So it is reasonable to start taking a bit of the production away from them and into other areas because we're holding the territories that we have with a decent enough force, so we don't need to churn out so many. Yeah, we get a few more here as a reserve. I'll just keep them, I think, in the dock for now. We'll see how the changes that I'm going to speak about later are going to affect us. Second thing that he mentioned is that we should probably look into the heavy fighters because they have more of a range and they have more of a knock. Now, I will confess that I don't like heavy fighters in the usual game, but here we might be seeing some reason to do them. So, for example, there's the Bayerische Flugzeugwerke 109Z, which is a heavy fighter. Let's compare it to, for example, the one that we're getting researched right now. So this is the K. The K has service manpower of 24 compared to 31. Range is significantly increased to 985 kilometers. Air attack, the same thing. Air defense, actually the same thing. Agility, on the other hand, is just insanely low. So basically, it can take more damage and it can deal more of a punch, but it's gonna go down much faster. Okay, air superiority is also slightly lower. It has a naval attack though, which is kind of interesting that these ones are capable of naval strikes as well. And naval targeting is actually really good. So it would make sense to look into this one. It's not that much expensive. That's one thing that I would like to... And I am not 100% sure, but if I understand this correctly, we might change our current line into this one. And for some reason it also uses less air factories. That's really weird, but it seems to be the case. So if I'm gonna go with a heavy fighter, I'm gonna go with this one, though there are some here that might be interesting, like for example the Fell, which has even higher range, higher air attack, higher air defense, so lower agility, also can do naval attack and naval targeting. It is much fast, well, not much, but faster, but has an increased IC cost. We do have aluminum, so Because I think that we will not be able to just, stop producing fighters. We'll need those. So for specific things, we might just go with the PFEL. But for roleplay reasons, this one would seem better until we get into the jet engine. And the jet motor might just be the way to go, to be quite honest. Range, speed, agility, air defense, air attack. Oh yeah, range is actually really small. Oh my god, and you're so expensive. What about this one? Spatz. I'm not really familiar with these theoretical designs. So agility is much higher. Air defense is awful. Air attack is also awful. Wow, what is this one good for? The Heinkel 162, known as Spot or Sparrow by Heinkel, Volksjäger, People's Fighter or Salamander, was a single-engine jet fighter constructed mostly of wood because of the shortage of strategic metals. What are you talking about? It has insane amount of requirements. The aircraft needed to be easy to fly, hopefully with only a short training regimen, preferably after flying a Deutsche Forschungsanstalt für Segelflug. The plane ended up weighing 2,800 kilos, which is really light. Traveled between 790 through 905 kilometers per hour and was armed with 2 machine gun cannons, though earlier variants had 2 30mm Mk108 cannons. The realization of the People's Fighter was doomed because the aircraft required experienced pilots to handle properly. Wow, what is the benefit of this one towards, for example, the Schwalbe? Requirements for fuel are the same. Air defense and air attack is much lower. Agility is higher, I'll give you that. You have no naval attack. Okay, you're faster, but and you're cheaper, but in every other single way, you are much worse, for example, than this one. Air attack and air defense is higher. Agility is not that much higher, you cost much less. IC is lower, reliability is higher. Yeah, I don't know why we would use that one. What about the interceptors? There's probably the Comet here. Air defense, agility, air attack. Wow, I actually expected the jet aircraft to be much better than they are. This is not good. I mean, if I compare you, for example, with this heavy fighter, I would just go with the heavy fighter and that's that. I wouldn't really bother with the jet ones. I mean, the air superiority, okay, fine, that is a bonus, but other than that, this one is better and cheaper. It's not faster, but the range is better, supply use is better. Yeah, I think we're gonna ignore the jet for now, and we might go with this heavy fighter. What about you, the PFEL? We've already investigated you. Agility. You're much more expensive, but you are even better range, better speed, viability, air superiority is better. Well, this depends. Like, if we would want to switch to heavy fighters completely, we would need this one. But if you want to start, and you're also much quicker to be researched though, which is a benefit. Okay, well, I might consider that. What about you, the Focke-Wulf multi-role fighter? Wow, you're cheaper. Well, because you're not a heavy fighter, to be quite honest. So, you're a multi-role. Cheaper. Air superiority is better. You can do the naval attack as well. You have better targeting, but worse hitting. Agility is amazing. Air defense. Wow, this one is much better, it seems. Well, we'll have to figure it out. But the comment was pointing out to a good point. We could, once we're done with this one, investigate more in this area. Same with the subs. We are going to look into that one soon. So thank you for that. Noted. Furthermore, furthermore, I'm looking for someone. Someone suggested one more thing here, and I forgot who that was. No, it was Gypsy G. Yeah, Gypsy G 9612. He actually had an amazing idea that I don't know why I didn't figure it out. He suggested that we deal with the air experience. We got so much air experience, and he just said, "Why don't you just redesign your fighter and make it so much better?" So I checked, and that is actually an amazing idea. So again, something that completely went over my head. We can redesign a fighter and make it much better, but I think that I'm gonna wait with this one until we actually finish the research of the last one, which is gonna be like the final fighter that we are going to use, and I'll redesign that one. That's where we're gonna burn the air experience that we have now. We're gonna do that in 51 days, so that is fine. GMCG also suggested that we look into the SS units. I noticed that I can do those now, but I don't know how better they are. So if we, for example, try it on here and put it here, what would be the difference? I mean, just for the uniforms, we get a slight boost to soft attack. But it would, and suppression, okay, I'll take that, but other than that, this doesn't seem that good. You also have some armored, I saw that you had some armored battalions, but I guess those are special ones and we can't access them. Okay, so this is, I don't think that's worth it to redesign the units and just start producing the SS uniforms. So honestly, let's not do that. That would require, big effort on the industrial side, and I don't think for boosted soft attack is worth it. But thank you for the point. I might design some special SS units. Okay, Koidang and Lucas 249997. What's up with the numbers, guys? Actually both pointed out to the imminent invasion by the Soviets. They spoke about the fact that we need more units here, we need more armies, and the Air Force. Now, the plan here is to pretty much destroy the RAF and expand our air superiority around UK. We will then need to castrate their fleet, and after that we can invade United Kingdom. So we still have a bit of time. At that point, we won't need that many aircraft here. We'll just be free to reign around their territory, and we'll move most of our Luftwaffe to the east. But as far as units go, I think we are doing pretty good as far as defenses are concerned. We do have some forts here, which will help us in certain regions. We do have more than, in many places, more than 4 units in a province. So I think we can take the attack. It's gonna be brutal, but we should be able. And I still have these 2 reserve armies. I have the Panzers here prepared. So there is stuff that we can do here and that we can do to hold the Soviets. But yeah, noted we will need. I'm more afraid of the attack, for example, on Romania. They got the river to protect them, but while I think on our front we will maybe be able to push them even, it might be much harder for our allies to withstand the attack. So we're gonna see about that. There was a suggestion that we research the Ostwall, and I think I will do that because if that gives us forts, it is worth it. Though I checked that the Ostoderland, I don't know, that was somewhere, I always forget what that is, but it was somewhere like, yeah, here. So I'm not entirely sure if this is where we want to build the forts, but we can check the decision what it's gonna do, and based on that, I think we can be a bit wasteful. It's 35 days. We'll be able to do that. Okay, Mr. McCoy 1973 suggested that we invade Spain and Portugal. Now, there is a certain benefit to that, but listen, Spain probably has, say, even if we just remember what they had in the Spanish Civil War, they're going to have a decent army. We're going to break them. That's fine. Then we'll need to occupy their entire territory, which is going to be really expensive. It's going to require pretty much the same effort as we have with France. Furthermore, they got, let's call this 20 military, 25 civilian, and 80 dockyards. Of those, after some time, we will be able, let's use France as an example, we'll be able to use, let's go with 40%, so not even half. So we would have to waste our manpower, we would have to attack them, occupy them, and we would get what? Let's be generous and let's call it 4 dockyards, let's call it 8 military factories, and let's call it 10 civilian factories. So I really don't think that's worth the effort. Instead, we might focus on United Kingdom, we might focus on, for example, pushing deeper into the Soviet area, use the units and manpower that we will lose here to get them. I mean, yeah, I understand the point that it would be good, but still the idea, it's mostly mountains, guys. It would be just brutal. Just look at that, I don't know. I just think that the, income that we would get in the end does really not, it's not worth it in the end. So that's why I don't want to do that. And I think, there's one last comment. Koidang suggested that we build anti-air in Western Europe to, shoot down enemy airplanes. Now this is a good idea, but quite honestly, one of these anti-air cost 2,000. We would need to cover ourselves properly, build 4 of them in each of the tiny little provinces. Look how many there are. So in each one of these, that's 4,000. Okay, that's 8,000 for each of these. So let's say that's, I don't know, 816, so this is 40, this is another 40, so that's 80,000, this would be, let's call it 120,000. So for that we can get, roughly, about 15 military factories, which we can dedicate to fighters and produce fighters. Yeah, I know that takes manpower and everything, but I don't think it's that good. We should do it eventually in the areas where we get hurt the most. And in them, for example, we got them. Now they're bombing Brandenburg. And you can see that the air disruption that we're having here is, it's working and everything, but they still keep bombing us. So I think the fighters that you can move around and use to attack enemy territory are much, much better. Which reminds me, considering the fact that we got still 668 fighters in reserve, I think I'm going to deploy additional... Actually, we get 200 here, which are not doing anything. So let's send you guys here to intercept, and let's send you guys to here to join the fight over the channel. Do we have any more that I forgot? Yeah, we do. You in here. Okay, go in here and fight over the channel. We need every single wing that we can get. Okay, and yeah, someone also mentioned that we need the aces assigned, but we got all of them assigned. I checked that. Cool, so that's all of your comments. I hope that I clear some information that you might have been unclear about. These are my thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong. Feel free to discuss this with me a bit more. I'm going to also reply to all of your comments with some kind of summary. I appreciate it. Sometimes you are right, sometimes I am right, but it really comes down to playstyle. So, cool. Now, one thing that we actually need to decide before we start playing is the situation with the carriers. Now, I hate to say this, but we cannot build the carriers. The reason for this is, look, let's design a simple carrier. This is the advanced carrier, okay? We have some carrier. Well, let's put anti-aircraft guns here because we need those. Just ignore what I'm putting in. It's just gonna be for, you know, purposes of to show what I mean. So I'm gonna give you the directors, the anti-air. Let's give you some batteries, high angle. Okay, now a big deck. We're gonna give you. Let's not go crazy here with the armor. Let's go with this design. We will want you to be fairly fast, but with a decent cruising radius. I think 3,500 is enough. We'll give you some advanced subdivision and advanced damage control. So this is just, you know, a regular carrier with a small range, relatively decent amount of aircraft, decent air attack. It costs 15,469 in production. Do we have anything similar to that? Yep, for example, we got a slightly more expensive. Let's put in Scharnhorst, for example, okay? Let's put Scharnhorst in here. Let's say we want to. This is our carrier. So if we start building this one right now, it's gonna take 4 years to finish. That is honestly insane. These ones will come to, the carriers will come to play at a moment when we are pretty much done with the war, hopefully. Or, you know, it's a long range planning. I'm not saying that we're not gonna be playing in 4 years, you know, in 19. Okay, let's not exaggerate, it's 3 years. But I still think that we need ships now, and doing this on, you know, on more than one base, I don't think is the right way to do. What I think we should do is do the light carriers. The reason for that is that these ones can still get pretty decent. Let me show you what I mean, because we can put most of the equipment that we had on the carrier. It can't have secondary batteries, but it can have the high angle dual purpose batteries here. We can put a 40 fighter deck on there. We can put even a 100mm belt on it. We can put a long range cruising radius on it. We can put, you know, 100,000, whatever, and we can put advanced damage control. So this is just a quick rundown. First design, oh, and we need subdivision, but it costs, you know, let's call this 3/5 of it. So if we put one of these into production, do we have anything similar here? Do we have anything similar here? You guys are still quite expensive, but okay. If this one took 3 years, you know, this one will take roughly less than 2. So what I could do here is I could design a light carrier, kill, you know, production of, let's call it 3 of the sublines, and instead produce, or let's go with 2, you know, so we would still produce 4 of the subs, but we would also be producing the Dresden class cruisers, we'd be producing the destroyers, and we would have 2 cruisers in the making. And instead of waiting 4 years for a cruise, or 3 years for our first carriers, we could get in that meantime, you know, we would get either 2 heavy or 4 light, and the light ones would be, you know, done in half of the time, let's call it, or, you know, 3/5 of the time. So I think that's the way to go, because I don't see a big difference between having 4 light carriers or 2 heavy carriers. I'm not also saying that we're not gonna go into the heavy carriers. I might just start building them on the side. For example, when we're done with the Deathwingers. But for now, I think that getting the carriers faster and, you know, quicker would benefit us immediately and more. So that's the way I see it. Now, this comes from the fact that we relied on battleships. I would like to get the carriers as well. We are still going to improve them, and we are going to go for the large carriers. So once we get this one, I think that I, for example, could design this one and start building one or maybe two down the line, and hopefully we're gonna see them around. But I think that going with the smaller ones and having them immediately might be a better thing for us. What do we actually need? We need the carrier operations and improved aircraft handling. Improved carrier search. Open hangar. Advanced carrier scheme. So wait, is it somewhere here? Carrier tactics. Yeah, okay, so we need to get all the way here, which is gonna take some time. Roughly a year before we can design those. And the second thing that we needed was what? Improved carrier operations, so that's also gonna be here, right? Okay, this one is even further. Yeah, so I said let's design quicker, smaller carriers that we can use now and put them into production quicker rather than wait for it to be perfect and wait for them 4 years, for example, or 3 years. So the carrier experiments, that is a doctrine, but I believe that we are also researching some carrier stuff itself. Yeah, open hangar. That one might be beneficial for us. Okay, also the light AA. Cool. So let's say that we're gonna design the carrier at the end of this year and put it into production. I think that is the best way to go about that. Cool. Hope you agree. Again, I spent nearly 30 minutes just talking about the strategies and stuff, but I think this is important to clear out what's in my mind and what I want to do. So you guys, we have these two destroyers which can be assigned to the main battlefield as well. Good. We have the subs, and I think I forgot to mention, but also someone suggested that we put the submarines from engage at low risk to engage at medium risk. So I'm gonna try that for now and see what the difference is gonna be. I was trying to, you know, not have them get sunk so much, but now we have some spare ones, so let's see what that's gonna do. Okay, and with that in mind, we can actually start here. And I'm kind of happy that I didn't have to deploy any more aircraft in here, apart from the spare ones that we had already. Yeah, they're bleeding out bombers here quite significantly, but... Okay, you're going down there. Now we have 200 here, which should help our coverage. Cool, and they're also attacking us here, but that's fine. The casualties that they're getting here are much more important for us. 1987. Yeah, bleed them out. We now have even more aircraft to shoot yours down. Okay, we're disrupting them here. They're still bombing us. There's 700 strategic bombers. That's insane. I really want to level Berlin to the ground. But we'll be done. And by the way, look at the manpower. We get 765,000 men in reserve at this point. So let's watch the score. Yeah, the amount of their fighters being shot down is constantly bigger than ours. Amazing. So I think I already mentioned that the numbers were going down at the end of the last episode, weren't they? Well, this seems a bit higher than it was before. But yeah, this is... I think we're winning. They might relegate fighters from other areas to us, but as we keep shooting them down, they won't be able to replenish these, while we will be, as far as, you know, my understanding of the current situation goes. Okay, they stopped bombing London, and we get another ace, so let's see if we can assign it to one of our squadrons. Actually, you guys, did you start operating? No, we're still very short on supply. My god, didn't we finish that airport already? Or what happened? Was it bombed? No, there's just... What? Didn't that airfield say free? Oh, wow. Okay, something went wrong, so let's upgrade that. That also should help. And I think we... Yeah, we can't... Can we upgrade the Navy Yard here? To get more supply in here? We can. You're kind of expensive, so let's put it here and work on it, but... I'm not sure if that's worth it. Okay, so how's it continuing here? We lost 14, they lost 15. Yeah, their numbers are constantly going down. The more we shoot down, the bigger our, you know, disparity should be here. Mandatory Palestine has capitulated. Oh wow! Italy is unstoppable. Nice. They don't even need us there. Okay, sank a transport. Now, tell me one thing, game. Tell me one thing. We still got 611 fighters. Yeah, I wanted to check on the fighters here. Who has the highest skill? Yeah, most of these are actually bleeding XP. Unfortunately, it's not great. I guess you guys could get an ace. No, they're all assigned. Okay, cool. And we get a free dockyard. I think we finished one, haven't we? Yeah, we did. Okay. We're actually pretty quickly running out of stuff to do. Let's schedule 2 more dockyards. Let's schedule a couple more factories. Civilian ones as well. Because we need to keep our civilian production high. You guys can see that the cost of the war are dramatic. And I also want to build more of you. Recruitment centers. Because those, while they might be expensive at this point, or seemingly so, I think that eventually we will be happy that we've built those. Because now that we're freeing up, where's the manpower here? Yeah, we're only getting 375 per week, so that's additional 1,000, well, more than 1,000. That's nearly 1,500 men every month, and we need to repair these factories in Brandenburg as quickly as possible. And what are we gonna do with the free dockyard? Wait, how many dockyards did I schedule? Only a couple, didn't I? 1, 2... Yeah, that's not good. Hanover, Ostpreußen, and here. More dockyards. Okay, and that extra one is gonna construct a subs as well, at least for now. We'll redo that once we have the ability. Nice. Okay, shoot them down. Yeah, they're having a hard time to replenish these numbers already. I think they started somewhere like 2,400 and now their number is constantly around 1,700. Jesus, we're really tearing them to pieces. It's very likely that they're throwing in older fighters now too. They had around 700, sure, embargo them. They had around 700 of the newest ones. Okay, now they got 522. But we can see Mark IIs and Mark Is in the combat as well, which will make their casualties just that much more apparent. So what's the bombing doing here? Well, we're disrupting them. Okay, they are back with these bombers. There's even more of them. God damn it. There is even more of them. Okay, Soviets ask for expanded research treaty. So we will get one for artillery, and they will get one for naval tech. Actually, I think that's not a bad one, and we get the Swiss banks done. By using the Swiss banks, we can use the gold of Europe to strengthen our great country. So base stability has been gained, yeah, but and political power gain and consumer good factories has been lower. That is decent and a really good one. So let's go with the Ostwall next, so I don't forget. How's the numbers here? Okay, they're up to 1937. But remember, their casualties just keep going up. Yeah, look at that. The fighters, the number of the fighters are definitely going down. They won't have that many. So Mark II. Okay, so it was Mark 1, 2, and then 9. Oh, and the Hurricanes are also there. So, okay, gotcha. I thought that those might have been American. Wasn't there something else fighting here, or was I... Supermarine Spitfire, Mark 14, Walker Typhoon. Yeah, well, we're decimating them. Either way, they are bleeding, we are winning. Nice. Well, Americans already lost 1.5 million men. Okay, so Egypt is pretty much done. They are moving south. I think this might be the time when we actually send the panzers home, because we don't really need them there anymore. So let's do it your... I think we can be safe in saying that the Italians are gonna win this. I mean, unless we want to do something like help them here, but no, you know, let's keep them there for now. Though I still don't understand why we're not getting any fuel in there. So let's refuel, and we finished the naval AA, which is great. Let's see if we can get something better. Advanced steam turbine. I think that the advanced steam turbine would help us greatly for the carriers, because we need efficiency and cheapness. So let's get the steam turbine. Reliability as well is going to improve. Actually, we didn't get the... Wait, we didn't get the research slot. I just realized that we didn't get the research slot. Did they get the research slot and we didn't get nothing? Damn, I misread that. I just realized that. Okay. Fritz the Red Knight quad bomb shot down by Killer. A devastating loss for us all. Most unfortunate. But things like that are bound to happen. Okay, do we still have a decent amount in reserve? Yeah, we keep replenishing everything. Tons of fighters. I think I can add an additional factory here once we finish it. Okay, the Tauchpanzers are the ones that are suffering. But the Stuks, the Marders. We don't have a single factory on the Tigers yet, fortunately. But that's due to the bombing. Oh wow, we're unable to keep up with the repairs. They keep bombing us faster than we can repair it. No, they're actually not bombing us anymore, but... How fast are we repairing? The repairs should be really fast. In front of them, the one of the factories is going to be finished tomorrow. They were completely decimated. Because it takes about a month to repair them. Jesus, they really did a number on us. Yeah, we lost 930. They lost 1385. That is decent. Sank some convoys trying to sneak past us. And nothing is really happening here. We finished the... Oh, we haven't. We still haven't finished the... Wait, what the hell? Did we finish the airfield or we didn't? Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. I have no idea. I keep building the airfield there and it just doesn't work. Okay, never mind. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna send you somewhere else. And you're gonna operate from there, because this is ridiculous. You're not doing us any good. So do we get bombed here still? No. So I'll send you guys in here and put you on interception in this area. We will take these fighters, and I remember that they were attacking us here and here, so we'll cover those bases as well. You'll fly to France. Oh, you're doing the interception here, cool. And you will fly... Where was that? Here? Northern France. Here you can actually fly here and join the fight over the channel. I think an additional 100 fighters are gonna do us a lot of... Look at that! I lost 16, shot down nearly 40. Okay, 42. So if we go look at the year, now we have changed the entire ratio. Since the beginning of the war, we lost 1,373 fighters there, and they lost 1,439. And the numbers are just increasing, and we now have 63.5 superiority. Okay, 63. But it's happening. Okay, you guys will defend this area. We are being bombed here without any mercy. So let's relegate you to this duty, because I think we can take away 100 from here. And what are you guys doing here? Winning! That's what you're doing. So our panzers got in here, which is good. They already have the fuel. So if we send them by... This is Montines though. Just thinking that we might want to... Yeah, but they're doing the encirclement on their own. There really is no point in helping the Italians in this area. Wait, what? Yeah, like this. The map wasn't changing. Yeah, they're gonna take Jordan and gonna move, you know, towards the United Kingdom and this entire area. So would it be worth for us to send our units, for example, down? But they're winning here as well. They're not winning here, but that's mountains. Our tanks are not gonna be any use there anyway. They're taking a lot. Yeah, we could be useful, I think, in this area. Too bad they can just retreat though. That kind of sucks, but you know, you can't have it all. Okay, we continue shooting them down. They got only 380 of the newer aircraft over the channel now. Ha! Sub 1700. Okay, so how are you doing, United Kingdom? Ah, nice. We got a fighter. Ace instead of the one that we had. Yep, look at that. Motor rolls are down to roughly 1,500. Fighters are down to about the same number. Cool. We're winning. Are you winning, son? Yes, I am. Okay, I don't think we are needed here anymore. There are actually no places for us to help, are there? Yeah, you can go there, so let's stop you for now. I guess we'll provide some air support in here to our units, or, you know, to the units of Italy. Yeah, they're taking Luxor, by the way. What a wonderful city. Yeah, they got this. I don't think they need any help. We'll just keep our units stationed there for now, but there is no point in doing anything in that regard. We are taking the control over the channel. What was the superiority again? They didn't move past 65? No, it dropped below 60, but we got 57.8 and we're constantly demolishing them. Yeah, only 360 of the newest Spitfires are fighting currently. Good. Good, that is really good. So let's reinvestigate the light carrier again together and see what we can do here. Because I think that we will soon need to look into that. So obviously we need the best anti-air that we can get, because this guy is gonna get sniped harder than we can imagine. So this is decent. You will get the C-Tech radar. C-Tact, to pronounce it precisely, and we'll give you the anti-air fire control as well. It kind of sucks that you can have the secondary batteries, but if we give you the high angle dual purpose ones, this is really good. Now the hangar, I'm hoping that the open hangar is gonna bring us... When are we getting that? It should be... Yeah, in 26 days. Okay, in 26 days. I'm hoping that that one is gonna give us... Yeah, size for this is 48. Let's hope that that's gonna work. Dönitz gained experience. Admiral Karo Dönitz has had gained enough experience recently. Attack skill +1 and maneuver +2. Nice. Okay, good. Now, do we want the 100 belt armor? It gives a decent armor and it will give them a survivability. And increase the reliability as well. This will give you 8.32. If we want 75... 6,200. Yeah, well, you know, let's not cheap out on the armor. Okay, armor design early. Now, the extreme range. Well, the difference between these is just ridiculously small, so let's go with the extreme. The steam turbine, I don't think you need anything too crazy. 140, 30 knots seems enough to me. So 30.3 subdivisions and damage control. And what's... Oh, you cannot have more than 3 heavy anti-air. Oh, these... Wait, what? These are actually better? Yeah, at this point it's better for us to give them the light anti-air. Okay, cool. I'm down with that. Okay, so we'll need to see if we can switch this 90,000 horsepower ship horsepower engine for a better one once we get the steam turbine. But I like this. I like this design. The deck size, unfortunately, is only 34. But, you know, hopefully we can fix that. Especially because, you know, the pre-World War I naval doctrine is hopefully going to go away. So let's call this, for now, Reich class. Do we have the naming convention with the class? Yeah, okay. So let's call this the Reich class for now. We're not gonna build any. Oh damn, they shut down another one of our aces. But we will keep it. And we'll see how well we'll get affected by the technologies to the end of the year. Okay, carrier experiments have been finished. That is great, in essence. Organization and deck size has been increased by 5%. Awesome. Sortie efficiency in naval air attacks from carriers. Air targeting and air agility from carriers gives us a bonus. Okay, now this is the thing that I am uncertain. This really depends whether we want to have a subsidiary one or an independent. Okay, you give surface detection and you give organization, though. That is a question. Wait, the research requires at least one deployed carrier? What are you talking about? We don't have a carrier deployed. Will you prevent me from researching this? Yeah, you will. We can't get it until we build a carrier. Oh boy. Well, that's great. That's another stab in the back. Let's then, in the meantime, go with destroyer patrol operations, sub-depth, subdetection depth charges, organization. I'll destroy surface detection, torpedo attack. I think we're more interested in fleet operation priority, to be quite honest. We didn't really have that much of an issue with the subs. So when are we finishing the engine? Huh? Okay, open hangar in 18 days. And the engine 71 days. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna build the Reich class soon, because we'll have to. We'll just have to. Okay, they're bleeding out. They are bleeding out like there's no tomorrow. Okay, we're getting some bomber action, but we have some units that are taking care of that. Excavation 5 has been finished. How wonderful. So excavation 5 gave us additional 7% resource gain efficiency and maximum storage output of 1, which is good. Do we want to do the improved refinery output? I think we do, because right now we're getting 1,500 from refineries already. And the construction speed of refineries just keeps on rising. Yeah, we're at 46%, that basically means that their cost is halved at this point. Okay, repairing these destroyed factories, improving the naval base at Faroe Islands. When did we actually give it to Denmark? I also don't know. West Pommern, building another... Yeah, things are looking good. Did we add... Yeah, we added another factory on the fighters, so we'll surpass 10 soon. Dark Panzers, okay, got 2 free destroyed factories. Colombia has joined us in the war. Welcome, we have been expecting you. Still 2,500 fighters in the air. How much fuel are we burning here? For air, 3,000. You guys really should start bleeding out. Oh, they are bleeding out fuel. Interesting. So finally we're seeing UK also bleed out available fuel. Nice. Not only are they losing aircraft, they're also losing out fuel. Yeah, they're down to... Well, they're down by a huge amount. We're actually decimating them here. Yeah, it was like 500,000 to 1.5 million, something like that. Now it's 300,000 to 922k. Awesome, so we might actually drain them their fuel as well. Ostwall finished. And what is this Panterstone? Tartu Ostwall construction. Okay, that's within the Soviet Union. This would lead to more... Actually, the fuel silos, though. The rubber storage is free. Fuel silos. We have 1,137,000. Each one gives 75k, so we would gain 5 extra, so that's about 400,000. Well, that's 50% of our capacity at this point. That is really good. Oh wow, improved motorization, definitely. 3 vehicle factories and a military factory. That is something that we need. And yeah, the Nibelunge and Falke are also good, but not immediately. Naval bases, war with USA. Already talked about all these Waffen expansion. Bonuses to land doctrine. PC5 Panther research. Königstiger research. Norwegian air bases. That one's actually good. We need to get that one soon. And helping the Italians. Okay. Yeah, you know what? We're going for improving of our fuel capacity. Right now we're storing fuel. When we get into the war with the Soviets, we will need every single fuel storage that we can get. So that's 5. No, actually, before we go with that, improved motorization and then these 2. And then the Nibelungen Werke. And then we can do these extra points of fuel. I mean, every bit is going to help us eventually. So let's improve the motorization. Cool, and I think on that note we can end it here. We're decimating the RAF. Still without any hit to our actual fighting force. So that is amazing. While they are losing... Well, if we could drain them of fuel, that would be just crazy. Because then their tanks and ships wouldn't be operational. Concerned they cannot import any... Well, imported for the 7. Wait, how can they import fuel? From the Soviets, could they be importing it from the north? I didn't consider that. Okay, let's create another submarine fleet here. No, not you. You guys will keep drilling here. So will you. And you guys will split into 2 task forces. Will stop you from drilling and convoy raiding. You guys are going to be stationed in here. You get a leader for Seawolf and Seasoned Seawolf and Veteran Seawolf. And you will get convoy raiding here and here. Because we got it here, so this is the only way the Soviet Union could send them fuel. It sounds crazy that they would be, but I remember that we kept hitting some convoys in here. Imported 56 from Soviet Union, Netherlands. Netherlands cannot give them anything. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, and we get housing 5. Which is yet another boost to our recruitable population. So we're gonna have like 1 million people in reserve at this point. Can't say I would be mad about that. And let's get done with all of this. Okay, modern machine tools then. Oh god, that really did happen. God damn it, game. Okay, well, my bad. I really did not recognize that that was also a legitimate pathway. I didn't know that Soviet Union was supplying them with fuel, but I should have thought of that. Okay, cool. So now the snare actually around United Kingdom is complete. Yeah, the imported fuel immediately dropped to 36. Let's hope it's gonna drop even further. And I don't think we are having issues. Yeah, there's no way that anything can get through here. Okay, cool. So let's end the episode here with the fact that the United Kingdom is falling. Yep, their fuel reserves are dwindling. We can see that just by comparing these two numbers. Their air force is dwindling as well. Yeah, they got less and less fighters, less and less motorals. Things are looking good for us, actually. That's what they're looking good for. They're looking good for us. And let's actually research you regularly, because we are going to redesign that fighter in one day. Okay, so at the start of the next episode we're gonna do that. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of talking. It was a lot of planning. But I actually think it was well and worth it. And before I forget, one of these subs... Okay, you're gonna finish on 30th of December, and once you're gonna be finished, we need you to start working on the Reich class carrier, because that one needs to finish. That one needs to happen, and we'll need to add the carrier fighters here. But we'll have some time to design those. Cool. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, you guys take care.